Hi, everybody. Always try to start your meeting on time, even though I know some people are not here yet. So today is June 20th, starting next Wednesday. Alan, our new president. Where is he? Oh, right there. You always sit in the back, so that's why I didn't see you. He's gonna take over starting next week. He's gonna start, giving the introduction, setting the agenda for next week, welcoming the guests, etc. So welcome, Alan. Next Wednesday I won't be here because I have to go to a wedding rehearsal. So instead of starting on July 4th, which I know is a holiday, it's going to start starting next Wednesday instead. I don't think we're going to have a meeting on July 4th. Unless someone wants to come here on July 4th. July 4th is next Wednesday. So I actually see some honored guests tonight. Nolan, do you mind if you
Honored guest.
Yeah, you guys are all honored. Do you mind if you tell us how you hear about the club, what's your objectives, and what's your level in terms of Chinese? You can just stand up for the seats.
Hey guys, so my name is Nolan. I originally heard of Toastmasters. I was studying abroad in Shanghai, and my neighbor asked me to come to a Toastmasters meeting and kind of help them there speaking some English. So I went to one of their events. I kind of lost track of it until Tony here introduced to me the San Francisco branch yesterday, and I was really excited to hear that it was A, in San Francisco, and B, that it was in Mandarin. I spent 15 months studying abroad in China when I was an undergraduate at the University of San Francisco. So I'm here to kind of, work on my Mandarin, work on my listening skills, and most importantly, my speaking skills.
Sure.
So that's where I definitely like to improve the most.
So whoever is the Chinese Toastmaster tonight, remember to ask Nolan a Chinese question so he can practice. Nolan, what about you, Tony?
Okay. Hi, I'm Tony, and I'm from Taiwan. I've been looking for a language exchange program on Meetup.com. That's why I found this Meetup. Yeah, and I'm here to learn English. So if you want to learn English or
Yeah.
Chinese, then just
I'm the English table topic master, so I'll make sure I'll ask you an English question.
cool.
So I assume you guys both work in the city or
Yeah.
San Francisco, so it's not too far for you guys.
Yeah.
Cool. So unfortunately, the VP of membership is not here tonight. At least she's not here yet. But once she's here, I will make sure to introduce you guys to her. If you guys have any more questions regarding joining, etc. We have one more guest, Kimberly.
Hi everyone. Didn't expect to hear from you.
Just
Yeah, I work a couple blocks away, and I think he invited me couple weeks ago, and I heard about Toastmasters a while back, a few years ago, and I always wanted to try.
how's your Mandarin level? Do you feel comfortable speaking up tonight? You want to
I
give it a
took a
try?
couple classes in college, and
Maybe we'll give you a try. We'll ask you a question at one of the session later. We'll explain the session and you just stand up, come here and answer the question.
he told me it was a Cantonese.
You can answer in Cantonese too, that's fine. Because we do have several people here who understand Cantonese. Welcome.
Thank you.
Let's now welcome our Toastmaster tonight for the English session, Ed, and also the Chinese Alan Wu.
Welcome, Toastmasters. Today's theme is solstice. You know why today's theme is called solstice? Because today's the solstice. June 20th at 4:09 today, the sun reached its highest point in the northern hemisphere, which means that summer is almost on its way over. So what happens here is that for those of you who may not be familiar with, this is the sun, this is the earth. The earth it floats on a wobble, or it spins on a wobble. So at this point, the northern side, this is where we are, is closest to the sun. And in the wintertime, there's a winter solstice when our side is the furthest away from sunsets today at 8:35. It'll set, because of this strange orbit, it's going to set at 8:36 around July 4th, and then start, the days will become shorter and shorter.
Well, solstice 在中文的意思讲就是夏至的意思。这一天是因为你的太阳是在全地球里面最高的地点，所以当你看得上最高的时候，今天的天会比较亮，会比较久一点，是全年里面最久的一天，所以叫做夏至。那就像电影讲的，因为我们是在比较北加州的地方，所以今天我们的夏至是从6月到7月的这一段时间。不过在别的地方的话，有别的地方的夏至。其实夏至在每个地方有很多不同的习俗，像是有些人是用来做像是一个 culture 的一个习惯，他们会来庆祝啊，或者是他们会来耕收啊，或者是有很多不一样的方法来庆祝这一天。所以夏至to conclude， 夏至是在全年里面白天最多的一个时间。
Do we have our speakers today? I'm actually wondering, is Arthur here at this point? Yeah. No. Okay.
But we have Keelan.
I know, Kayla's here. At this point, I will introduce the ones with the rules. We have our odd counter, Johan. Please stand up and explain your role.
So my name is Johan. I'll be the awe counter today, and I'll be counting all the ahs, uhs, any other crutch words that people will be saying during their speeches to help them get better at getting up there and not stumbling around when they're talking.
Johan, I noticed that there's something at your desk that I put over there. Can you please explain how that works as well, please?
Yeah, and over here I have a gong over here so that I will be ringing every time somebody says ah. Excluding the prepared speeches because we don't want to distract you. But for anybody else who says I'll ring it once.
Just a little friendly reminder, just to help us take away the odds at the very beginning. Our timer, Alberto?
Sure. My name is Alberto Rivas, a member from the San Francisco Mandarin English Stochastic Club. Today we timing the time for the speeches. Green 5 minutes, yellow 6 minutes, and red the time is over. Evaluations, green 2 minutes, yellow 2 minutes and a half, and red the time is gone. Table topics is from 1 to 2 minutes, so green will be 1 minute, yellow 1 minute and a half, and red 2 minutes. This is my contribution for this meeting today.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
I'm not sure at all. I noticed we have two new guests.
Oh, I see. Okay. Welcome, guests. Welcome to the Toastmaster English and Chinese bilingual Toastmaster. At this moment, if you may, please stand out and just talk about how you found out about the club, and what is your English or what is your Chinese level, and what do you expect from this club out of it? If you can, will you please stand out? Just briefly discuss with us.
Okay. My name is Jason Sakata Thompson. I'm originally from Minneapolis, but I've lived in Tokyo, Taipei, Shanghai, Beijing. I studied most of my Taiwanese, or I'm sorry, my Chinese in Taiwan. So, 大家好，我的名字是 Jason Sakata Thompson，我是从Minneapolis，可是我住过东京、台北、上海、北京，所以如果跟大家练习普通话，我很高兴。
欢迎。
My name is Michael Leonard, and I've lived in various places. Ghana, West Africa. My parents are American. Lived in the U.S. and in Japan. And most recently, I spent a year in Taiwan studying Chinese, studying Mandarin. 我叫Mike，我去过在非洲，还有美国，东京。
服务我，你要是
行。
Okay, great. All right. So we have three prepared speeches, and you can introduce two of them.
Okay, well, it's my honor to do that. Okay, well, since Arthur just walked in, so let's give him a little time to breathe.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and introduce our impromptu speech by one of our mentors of this club. And Elliot, would you please come on up here? Are you ready for the speech?
you
Oh, I was thinking of Caleb.
Oh, you want to Kayla? I'm so sorry. I'm just kidding. Okay, Kayla, would you please come on up?
follow the agenda.
Follow the agenda.
Okay, well, I'll try to introduce you. Kayla Zhao, her speech title is Who Am I? This is her first speech. She's doing number 1 from the Icebreaker. She's from Beijing. She's been in the U.S. for many years. She's an accountant and is very friendly and has many interests. Her speech title is Who Am I? Who am I? Kayla Zhao.
So good evening, my dear member and guests. Today I'm going to talk about Who Am I? Have you seen the Jackie Chan's movie Who Am I? Anyone seen that? Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess although I did not lose my memory like he did, but I do found myself again when I'm writing this speech. So who am I? My Chinese name is Wenjun Zhao. The last name is after my dad, Zhao. The first name, Wenjun, is named after a famous female poet from Han Dynasty 2,000 years ago. Her name is Wenjun Zhuo. At that time, most females were not allowed to go to school. But her dad hired teachers to their home to educate her. She was not only able to sing and play chess, but also able to draw and write poems. My dad wished me to be like her, talented and able to do many things. Therefore, he named me after her. My English name is Kayla Zhao. When I went to Ohio to study, the teacher gave me a long list of names, English names to choose. So I feel this name sounds very good, so I chose it. Later, when I came to San Francisco, my coworker from Hawaii said this name in Hawaii means the goddess of the moon, so I like it even more. I went to Ohio, like I said, to study accounting from Beijing. There are 2 reasons why I chose Ohio State University. First, I heard Ohio State University's accounting major is very good. Second, my neighbor's kid went to Ohio State. They said Ohio is a safe place, so I chose it. I chose accounting because I like it. Plus, my uncle has his own accounting firm in China, and he's my role model. After I got the master's degree from Ohio State University, I came to San Francisco to work as accountant. I view my personality as friendly. When I was in Ohio, I not only get along well with my classmates, professors, but also get along well with my mentor family. They like me a lot. They always took me to their house to have lunch or dinner, or we go church together. Also, my mentor father taught me how to drive. Because of this experience, I feel I know the American people better. At the same time, they know more about Chinese people. They are very interested in the Chinese culture, especially the Chinese traditional instrument, erhu, the Chinese violin. It looks like this. So I told my dad to bring one erhu when he came to U.S. to visit me. So he did. My mentor parents are very, very happy. When I came to San Francisco, I made some friends at work and a lot of friends outside of the company. I have many interests. I love music, like to play traditional Chinese instrument, pipa, and good at it. The teacher from a famous Chinese musical school used to try to persuade me to go to their school to be a professional performer, but I didn't. I chose accounting, of course. But I used to perform in China, Ohio, San Francisco, especially for the Chinese community in San Francisco, like the Shanghai Association, Shenzhen Association, and the Chinese American Law Association. And this is when I was performing in the Shenzhen Association, this pipa. When I was slimmer, yeah, but not anymore. I enjoy singing too. badminton, go swimming, walk are all my interests. I like traveling too. So far, my journey includes New York, Washington D.C., LA, Hawaii, Los Angeles, Florida, etc. in the U.S. In China, I've been to in Mongolia, where there are the endless fields of grassland. In Dalian, Shanghai, Nanjing. In Zhengzhou, I've been to the Shaolin Kung Fu Temple. Suzhou, Hangzhou, Hong Kong, Macau. I haven't been to Taiwan though, but I want to. I have seen the beauties of both countries. Last but not least, I like to eat. Working in financial district, I'm close to Chinatown, and I go there a lot. I know which restaurant's good and which is not. I could be happy to go with anyone who would like to eat as well. So this is who am I? A Beijing girl, friendly and have a lot of interests. Thank you.
So I'll turn it over to you now to introduce the Chinese.
Sure. OK， 接下来是我们中文的演讲。第一位我们要介绍的是 Arthur。Arthur 从小时候在中国跟 Santa Clara 长大，他的大学是在费城念的。大学毕业以后，他就搬到纽约去住了一段时间，直到去年他才从纽约搬回来 San Francisco。Arthur 现在在早上的时候，他是在学怎么投资；晚上的时候，他自己会用一些时间去写一些 online 的那种写程式的 program。他的愿望，他一个最大的愿望就是去一个很长的旅行。那他今天讲的这个题目呢，就是有关于他上一个比较大一点的旅行，然后还有在旅行里面的一些巧遇的机会。所以我们现在请我们的 Arthur 先来准备我们这个演讲。
Your evaluator will be
No.
do it.
Give it to him.
Do you want it?
Sure.
可以吗？谢谢你。
Thank you.
Arthur 他今天的演讲的题目叫做“从许而然”。So let's welcome Arthur.
I'm gonna say the
I'll say it in English. I guess it's going to take me too long to say it in Chinese. Select the right words and sentence structure to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. Use rhetorical devices to enhance and emphasize ideas. Eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. It's about 5 minutes each.
谢谢。很好 ，Helen 的介绍非常好。我其实打错了中文字了，那个演讲的名字是允许而然，而且这个名字给了我允许而然，而且这个名字给了我很多麻烦，因为其实我想说的意思是从英文翻译过来的，然后在英文我想说的是 allow room for serendipity， 然后想偶然的房间让偶然发生。其实最后那个演讲是关于说我们应该给一些空间来，平常应该一些空间来让偶然的事情来发生。这个我在这方面我体验到，这是在我2年以前在大陆旅行的时候体验到的。当时我刚刚从宾夕法尼亚大学毕业，然后有一个暑假，完全没有任何作业或者是其他计划，所以我就想，好吧，那我就去大陆。好久没去，很多地方想要看。我唯一的计划就是从北京入，从北京出，6月份到8月份出来，中间到底要做什么也没有想好，就立刻买了张机票就去了。从2个月以后，我回想到这是我一生所做的最有意思的事情。好，我就跟你们讲一些在之间发生的事情，很多经典的经验都是偶然发生的。第一个经验呢，就是在去峨眉山的路上，当时我坐一个车，正好对面是2个女和尚，叫尼姑，是女和尚，他们也上峨眉山，他们都非常老，都是 50-60岁，然后他们是在走所有中国的佛山，峨眉山他们最后一山，他们要从底下爬到上面，然后他们爬得很慢，所以我就说那我帮你们拿东西，好，爬得快一点。他说好啊，所以当时我们就顺道往上爬，爬了一天，到晚上快要黑了的时候，他们就说你有没有你知道你要住哪吗？然后我说对了，我没有想到要住哪，山上有没有旅馆？然后他说你已经过了旅馆，你还得往下爬才能到旅馆，因为山上不会有旅馆的。但是他跟我说，不过既然你帮我们拿东西，那你就跟我到这个我们去的寺庙住一晚上吧。所以说好吧，我们就到寺庙去了。然后在寺庙里，他们生活非常简单，不是很舒服的一晚上，但是我可以看到他们吃东西，很难给你吃点东西，然后虽然很硬的床上有什么草之类的，坐我虽然不是很舒服，但是是一个很好玩的经验。第二天早上我们因为可以在山上住，很早就可以离山顶离这个 apex 非常近，所以第二天早上可以很快的爬到山顶上，然后看在峨眉山上的日出是非常漂亮的。所以回想我其实应该是计划一些旅馆，而且提前订好房间之类的，但是当时因为我没怎么想，以为到处可能就有地方住，而且很偶然的跟这两位尼姑遇见，所以有了一个非常好的经验。然后呢，另外几个星期以后，我正好在虎跳峡跟在一个叫 hostel 一个旅社，我想应该是我想要去虎跳峡，正好在旅社有很多其他的旅行人游者也一起想要去虎跳峡，所以一共我们7个人，都是从各个国家来的，有几个英国人，几个澳大利亚人，几个韩国人，就决定一起走虎跳峡。虎跳峡呢是一个2天的山，你第一天坐车到峡底下，爬到一半，然后第2天再爬下来，再坐车回来。结果当时我们去的时候天气非常不好，又在下雨，我们爬到一半上以后就听蹦蹦蹦的声音，打听说怎么回事儿，结果是他们在用炸弹来炸这个山，让那个石流先掉下来，所以以后有这个人控制的石流，所以我们说这个听起来好像不是一个好的新闻。爬到山顶以后，山一半以后，我们打听消息，听说对啊，他们已经那个底下路全被挡上了，没有办法下山以后坐车回到丽江。我们几个人一听不知道怎么办，说没办法，我们还是继续往下走吧。所以一直走，第2天到山下以后，有一条河，对面有个船，然后我们就那边喊半天，那个船就过来了。然后我们不想要交很多钱，所以我们跟那个划船人砍价。我们说那个船一到，我们赶快全跳上去，然后就跟他砍价，然后不动了。后来他其实是一个很好的船夫，所以就给我们一个非常公平的价钱，让我们过河了。到河那边有一个小的村庄，我们在地图上找到的。然后在村庄里挨门打听，问谁有车，可以开车送我们回到丽江。打听了半天，听说1个人有个车，结果我们坐4个人，我们有7个人，不知道怎么办。然后我们就问他有没有其他办法，他说我家里有很多动物，养很多，是个农民嘛，我有一个专门拉动物的那个小车在这个后面。所以我们想了半天，没办法，就是抽签，3个人坐后面。我很幸运没有坐后面，所以我不知道经验怎么样。但是对我来说，坐在车里面回到丽江，我很高兴没有被困在虎跳峡。所以这2个故事，让我得到的启发就是，在平常我非常喜欢计划，还有去控制一些我想做的 都计划好该做什么要什么，就怕浪费时间，或者你跟说没有一个点没有去看到。结果通过这个建议后，我想其实应该不要做那么紧的计划，而且要计划要有一些要创造一些机会，让偶然的事情发生。好，谢谢。
谢谢 Arthur 替我们带来这么精彩的演讲。现在下次聚轮回上的时候，记得要帮我们录台一点东西，可以拿个免费的英文。OK， 接下来这个演讲呢是即兴演讲。我们这位 speaker 他其实今天本来没有 schedule 要来演讲的，不过因为我们有一位演讲人没办法到现场来，所以one of our mentor actually 刚刚才跟他讲说今天要问他演讲，他说 OK 好没有问题。所以让我们来欢迎我们今天晚上第3位演讲 Elliot。Her speech title is 美国是什么颜色？
各位双语演讲朋友们，美国是什么颜色 ？What color is America？ 我是台湾来的，青天白日满地红。Does that sound familiar? Red, white, and blue. The Taiwan flag is 青天白日满地红。我7岁来美国的，我相信你们大家的年龄比我小多了。那一年呢是1957年。1957年，你要看历史上说，这个就是还没有黑人白人还没有够平等，那时候歧视很厉害。The worst discrimination time before civil rights。那刚好我到那在上课的时候，来美国时候，我跟我爸妈说，美国是什么样的呢？那时候小孩子就是用这个蜡笔画，我就是在画美国也是青天白日满地红 ，Same country red, white and blue， 应该没有事吧？好，到美国来头一天，看学院子里头有人打架，2个4年级的白人男生打了一个黑人6年级的，哇，把他打得好惨的，眼睛打肿了，流鼻血，好可怕。头一天就说哇，这个国家当时有一点可怕的地方，但是你说乖乖的好好的念书就应该没有问题。过1个礼拜呢，我就觉得啊，这个国家也不错，是我也到外面去玩啊，就在那个校园玩。那2个白人就跟我说：“你呀，你是谁？这个燕子是给白人的。”我说：“也怎么样？你不够白。”一拳送了我肚子里头，好痛哦！我就跑回去，在班上不敢出来，呢就要上厕所，就跑到厕所里头，刚好那个黑人女生就是被打败的那个6年级女孩。我说啊，她大概会同情我。我说我不敢出去，外面有2个白鬼。They will hurt me。这个黑人说是，这个厕所是我的，你不够黑，你滚！我说厕所怎么会有是黑人白人的？他一拳送我肚子里，哎呀，好痛哦，受不了。第2次跑回家去哦，第2天再不敢上课。父母亲问我，你什么事嘛？我说我不喜欢这个国家，青天白日满地红哦。那我刚好那时候我父亲他是外交部做的，外交部就是diplomat， 在华盛顿 DC 大使馆。爸爸跟我说，女儿，我是做这一行的，你怎么不跟人家和气好好的来了？你要好好的相处啊，否则的话，我们世界不会有平安的。快去上课，不能跟人家打架。我说 不是这个，你叫我不要顽固，我说不是顽固的人，是我的命啊！我说青天白日，你看是什么样子？一下呢，满地红，那个红就是我的血哦，青呢就是我把它打青的，是不是？白的呢要打我就整个浑的外色。我说我这个颜色我不喜欢。爸爸说你姐姐没有问题，你姐姐好好上课也没有这回事。我那时候我也想，这倒是真的。我姐姐没人欺负她。那第二天呢，我就跟着姐姐去看，我看她干什么。哇，那几个白人就跟姐姐说：“哎，你是谁呀？你是这个黄种人呐、青葱 Chinaman。”那我姐姐说：“哇，那首歌好好听哦，青葱 Chinaman。”她说我们中国有那首歌呢，一听的呢会催眠许多魔鬼会出来的。那两个外国人说。是吗？我说是真的。我说哦，哇，这也是一个办法，没人打他。第二天，那黑人说，哎，我不是跟你说，这个学校是我的地位，你怎么会来的？他说你是一个 Chinese yellow devil。我说 yellow devil。说起 yellow devil，very interesting。You know, in China we have lots of yellow devil. They grow 10 feet tall. 会吃人的。他说 Really? In China you have that? Yeah, I have lots of stories to tell you. You have lots of stories? 可以更告诉我吗？你说我好，你说我朋友，我就会告诉你。哦，也可以。朋友们，为什么我这么喜欢这个演讲会了呢？你一定要靠口才，你要口才。可以追求很多事情，再加上可以救了你的命啊，是不是？不管是青天白日，美国是什么颜色，彩色、红色、白色、黑色、红番人都好，最好就是要我活。
谢谢姚爷给我们带来这么精彩的演讲，不仅要口才好，也要以智取胜，真是很荣幸有姚爷给我们带来的演讲。接下来我们要进到下一个阶段，这个阶段，先由我们的健来介绍一下。
Now, as the English Toastmaster, I will turn control over to English table topics with Tiffany.
So we are now on to the impromptu speech session. So basically, to explain to some of the guests here, the session is basically I will have 3 questions and I will talk about the topic of summer solstice, and I'll pick one of you guys to come up and answer the question within 1 to 2 minutes. And if you guys can, you guys should try to use the word of the day. And whenever you use the word of the day, someone will pink gong. I think Uncle Marion right over there, Johan will do it. So I'll probably try to ask an experienced member first so you guys can see how it works. So today, the topic is summer. Summer is actually one of my favorite holidays. And one of the reasons is because a lot of people actually take time off to go on vacation. And luckily, summer, I actually have a lot of weddings to go to. That's also one of the reasons why I cannot come next Wednesday because of a rehearsal. And one of the other things I like about summer is this summer, I am going on a lot of business trips. I am actually going to Germany and also Paris in July. That's very interesting. And if you guys know, it's actually my very first time to Europe. So my very first question to all of you guys is, this summer, where are you planning to go on vacation? Philip.
Thanks, Tiffany. My answer is really short. I'm going nowhere. The reason is I've already had my vacation in May. I went to Hong Kong, I went to Beijing. Hong Kong I've been to many times, but Beijing was my first time. So just so I want to do a quick survey. Have you been to Beijing before? Maybe you can raise your hand. Okay, so I guess it seems like over half the people have been to Beijing. So when I went to Beijing, what did I see? I went to Wukong, right? That's where they have the palace, where the king used to live. I went to Changcheng. I went to the Great Wall. And when I went to these historic places, I was amazed to see how well preserved it is. I thought it would be, I thought it would be in more dilapidated condition. Probably part of the reason was because of the Olympics. I was told by my tour guide in 2008 they really decided to spend a lot of money to try to renovate and fix all these different sites in preparation of all the many guests that will be visiting these historic sites. So for my next summer, since I can't talk about this summer, where would I like to go? Probably either the Middle East or Europe. Both places I haven't been to, and there's a lot of action. There's definitely a lot of action in the Middle East. Although I don't want to be part of action. And obviously Europe. There's so many nice places. You can go and get a Euro pass. You can go backpacking. So I'll let you. Maybe I'll update you next year.
Thank you, Philip. The other thing that I'm always interested to go to the other country is called Bora Bora. One of the reasons was because I actually watched one of the movie called Couples Retreat. I don't know how people actually watch it. And it was actually my first time seeing what Bora Bora looked like. However, I don't think I can go anytime soon. And the reason is because I think it's a very, very expensive trip. So my next question is, if you actually win the lottery, where would you go on vacation and what would you do? And of course, who would you bring? Alberto.
Different stuff. Pero, without lottery or with lottery, I like to travel. And the reason because when you travel, you know people, places, customs, habits. I have been probably around the world many times, but I still need to go to India. I love the history from India, the fires, the positions of the people, those meditations, the rivers, what they do, all those kind of purification, because I don't know. People ask me, Alberto, you need to meditate. I practice many times. Oh my God. I can't because I'm really hyper. I had this, for some reason I like to be more in control of myself. But for some reason, something inside of me say, don't worry about it. I do a lot of exercise sometimes, go home and try to do my, I call lotus positions or whatever. And then I find out, oh my gosh, I need to get longer. Then my family said, what's wrong with you? So that is the reason why I choose India, because there is a lot of mystical things there. There's a lot of mysteries from time, from ancient time, which we don't know too much about. And probably I perceive myself dressing with the white robe, with some kind of turban, and maybe holding a snake, and use, rather to, like how many people I put my box of, maybe waiting for quarters or something else, because probably the time I will be with more gray hairs, and I would say probably will be the home man. There's a reason I would like to go to India in my next vacation.
Thank you, Alberto. And actually, India is also one of the places I want to go to. And luckily, I actually get a chance to go to India this November because of work reasons. Since we have a very big development center in India and also Shanghai. The last question is, actually, a lot of people like to go camping during the summer. However, I'm not a big camping fan, but I'm sure that a lot of you guys have very great adventure when you guys go camping. My question is, what is your greatest never been camping before, where would you like to go camping? And what do you like to do the most when you go camping? Nolan?
So I grew up in Seattle, Washington. One of the best things about Seattle, Washington is its proximity to the nature. You know, you can hour drive and you're in the mountains, you're in the rivers, you're rock climbing. So anything that you can dream of doing outdoors, you can do it in Seattle, Washington. As a kid, I would go bike riding a lot with my mom, and during the summer, me and my mom and my two younger brothers would go camping. My favorite camping experience is in this place called Winthrop, Washington. So we go to a campsite, rent a lot, set up our tent, make our campfire. At night we roast marshmallows. My mom cooks bacon and steak over the campfire, and that is without a doubt one of the best meals I've ever had. However, my favorite thing in Winthrop is the rafting. So the way it works is the campground is right along a river. The campground also has a bus that takes you 2 miles upriver, drops you off, and you go all the way down the river and just jump out of the river right when you're back in your camping site. So me and my younger brothers, when we were, in middle school and before, we would spend all day river rafting. We'd get up in the morning, get on the bus, go upriver, go down the river, get back on the bus, go down the river, get back on the bus, go down the river, eat lunch, do the same thing until dinner. This is without a doubt one of my favorite experiences because it's so different. Sometimes you're in these rapids bouncing around, sometimes you're just lying, sometimes you're swimming because there's no current, and it's a great experience because it's fun, gets you to bond with your family, and most importantly, it gets me out of the city, which is something I always enjoy. Thank you.
Now we are on to the Mandarin part of the table topic.
OK， 接下来是我们中文部分的即兴演讲部分。我们要介绍我们中文即兴演讲主持人 Cathy。
大家好，今天中文即兴演讲的部分的主题是夏天。一想到夏天，我就很开心，因为我可以带我的女儿去游泳。一听到我带她去游泳，她就很开心，跳上跳下，说我也去游泳，我也去游泳。她会给我她的衣服，帮她换上她的游泳衣，去游泳池。一去了游泳池，她一看到那个水，就是跳下去，很开心。所以我想知道，听听大家最喜欢的夏天的户外运动。谁会说中文？请
Tony。
因为我是一个男孩子，所以夏天我最喜欢的户外活动应该就是去海边。因为去海边，尤其是来迈阿密、佛罗里达，那个有好多漂亮的女孩子，她们会穿3点式的比基尼，所以我在海边我可以租一个凉椅，然后戴个很深的墨镜，坐在那边，整天坐在那边，我 enjoy myself。那当你累的话呢，海边有很多餐厅或者是旅馆，可以就是买好吃的东西，或者是喝点啤酒，然后再回来坐在凉椅上继续看。那当然啦，说户外活动也可以去冲浪，那边有很多教练，就是会教你怎么冲浪，我觉得那个是很好的经验。那另外还有很多水上活动，我不知道英文要怎么讲，但是我们就前面有个快艇，我们后面就拉着一条绳子，就是跟着快艇这样子，一种另类的冲浪，那个也是一个蛮有趣的。总之，夏天的话，因为对我是男孩子，所以海边是我一定会去的地方。
第一个问题活动以后，我们的韩文 我也很喜欢吃冰淇淋。不过我也很喜欢吃水果。我最喜欢的水果是西瓜，它的颜色是红红的，很好吃。所以我请大家说说你最喜欢的水果。
问题是我最喜欢的水果是什么？如果人问我最喜欢的是什么，我每次觉得我要选一个，只要选一个，因为我有好多的喜欢的水果啊。我最喜欢吃水果的地方就是台湾，因为在台湾冬天、夏天、秋天、春天每一天会吃很新鲜的水果，在台湾的水果是很新鲜，又很好吃，又很甜比方说有芭乐，大家知道叫芭乐是绿色，然后切一切以后放在一个袋子里面，然后他们把一个酸梅粉嘛。酸梅粉是酸咸的粉，所以水果有甜的口味，有咸的口味，也有一点酸的口味，所以都是我很喜欢的口味，所以我很喜欢那种水果。我也喜欢芒果因为我长大的地方就是很冷的，大家都知道 Minnesota 从温地很远，所以没有机会吃很新鲜的芒果，所以在台湾我吃很多，那我没有时间，所以我只有介绍我最喜欢的2个水果，谢谢。
最后一个问题是夏天的的确是很多的颜色，水果有很多不同的颜色，大家穿的衣服也有很多不同的颜色。我最喜欢穿的是红色还是黄色？我想知道大家最喜欢夏天穿的衣服是什么颜色的
那我夏天最喜欢穿的衣服颜色衣服，我觉得我最喜欢的颜色应该是黑色，因为让你瘦一点。是因为我夏天的时候，我冬天的时候想就是跑步什么让我减肥一点，但是我觉得夏天的时候我觉得什么水果都有，冰淇淋也有，吃多一点吧，所以我就胖一点。所以我觉得黑色是最好的颜色，是让你 flattering。然后，但是我觉得，因为我真喜欢晒太阳，所以我真喜欢穿黄色的衣服。我在家里的时候，因为不要让别人看我什么谁，所以我晒太阳。还有，我觉得我晒太阳的时候，我的皮肤就是tan，所以我觉得黄色是比较漂亮。还有红色，我觉得是一个特别 powerful 的颜色，所以我也喜欢穿红色。但是我妈妈说，我今年不能穿红色的东西，因为我也不知道为什么，她特别 superstitious，所以
guess what the general evaluator does. His job is, or her job is to evaluate everything of the meeting. So beginning of the meeting and end of the meeting. This way, you will have some comments that help to improve the meeting as we go in the future. Sometimes there's some glitches, and so the purpose is to provide feedback to Toastmaster, to speakers, and so forth. And tonight we have two evaluation of speeches. We have the English version and the Mandarin versions. And tonight we have the English version is Robert Tran. He will provide evaluation for the English speaking.
Thanks, Ben. So tonight I evaluated Kayla's speech. Kayla this is her first speech, her icebreaker speech. We actually got to know Kayla a little bit better. We understand that she likes music. She knows how to play the yihu, the pipa, and she chose to do accounting over being a professional musician. Of course, she's inspired by her uncle, so that's pretty good. So her content pretty much went straight down from her very beginning, coming to Ohio State, going all the way down to where she is right now. Her voice is clear, but I must say, it's a little bit plain, so if she could have a little bit more variations in her voice when she delivers a speech, that would be more interesting. And her body language is more static, so she stood here and read through her speech, which is fine for a first speech. Hopefully, in her future speech, there could be a little bit more movement so that people could, not just focus on her. Perhaps if she moves around, people could pay more attention to her speech. But in general, she delivered a good speech, talked about a lot about her interests, her accounting, where she is, and her passions for food and whatnot. So overall, I think she did a great job. Thank you.
For tonight's Mandarin speakers, we have one evaluator for two speeches. You two is voluntary asked us to cover the evaluation portion.
Thank you. All right, I'll give my first evaluation. My first evaluation is for Arthur. And Arthur discussed, the topic was on spontaneity and living in the moment. I thought it was a really great topic. It was a good choice. The areas where I really enjoyed, he used a lot of very interesting terms. I'm not sure for those who were listening, you were able to catch some of the terms that you used. I really like the words nigu or shendi, right? You use the word of the day. That's always great. And just the word, eran it's a really great concept because so much of our life is planned and we're scheduled, and it's nice often to just go with what life throws at you. Areas that I thought that you could do better, and I think this is it's already a very challenging speech to discuss because you're talking about spontaneity and you want to be spontaneous in terms of your own storytelling, but the pace could be improved. I think the pace really can. I found a lot of the sort of last few sentences, the last few words of each sentence gets picked up. And what happens with that is you lose a lot of the content that's towards the end of a sentence. And you capture a lot of the words in the first few words, but then you lose some towards the end. The volume also, it kind of works hand in hand, right? I think you can improve your volume a little bit, maybe project a little bit louder, just so that everyone can get the full content and the stories. Overall, I really enjoyed the topic, and it's always good to see more Mandarin speeches than English speeches, because I find that actually kind of a rarity here in this club. So, great job. Thanks. All right, Elliot, this was your sixth speech, and the focus of the speech was vocal variety, and Elliot had a lot of it. You probably noticed that Elliot a lot of times changed her tone, her pitch, the intonation, based on the storylines, because as you know, this was a very poignant subject. I think this is the first time I've ever heard anyone discuss their personal experience of racism and discrimination in this room. I haven't been in the club for that long, but it's a very poignant discussion. It's very quite relevant here in the United States, where we have a lot of diversity. So I really enjoyed the selection of the topic, and I thought the topic was very appropriately selected because you get an opportunity to use a lot of variations, a lot of the pauses, a lot of the dramatics, right? Because a lot of it has to do with how you communicate the story through the exciting sort of back and forth that you encounter. The areas, it was very challenging for me to choose some areas to improve, but I did think of one thing, which is I felt that there was a little bit too much movement. And let me explain, because movement can be very good. It can also detract from the storyline. So the areas that I thought you really moved well were things where you transitioned, you moved around, you paced around the room, you say, hey, look, we went from the restroom, we came out of the restroom, and there could be a movement there. The areas where the movements shouldn't be applied are maybe during like a storyline, because that takes away from it. During an exchange, you don't want to move as much. You actually want to maintain the space that you've created. Because what happens is someone who's watching this will be able to kind of understand that you've created this environment, and they can try to visualize this environment. And so they can figure out where are you standing relative to this other person, or who are you looking at if you want to really focus, consider focal points. So that was the only area I thought that was really great use of pace, really great volume control, really good use of pauses. I think people should take note in the way that Elliot uses her pauses. It's very effective. And so overall, I think it was a great 6th speech. So thank you.
And now we're going to have the Bavarian Art-Counter report, please. So that's Johann Grunleiter.
So we'll start off with Dan Hill. I noticed that you had some crutch words where you were thinking about what to say next, where you would repeat the same word. You said this, or that 6 times. Alan, 1 Kayla, 2 us. Arthur, 21 us. 8 ums. Alberto, 1 Tiffany, 1 4 ums. Philip, 5 ums, 3 us. Nolan, 1 Kathy, 10 us, 10 ums. Tony, 2 ums, 3 us. Jason, 18 us and 2 ums. Amy, 1 Ben, 2 us, 1 Robert, 3 us, 4 ums. You, 7 us. And I had 2 us.
And now we'll hear from Alberto Rivas, Times report.
Sure. Kayla, 5 minutes, 4 seconds. Arthur, 7 minutes, 22 seconds. Elliot, 6 minutes, 1 second. Philip, with the table topic, 1 minute, 51 seconds. Myself, 2 minutes, 1 second. Nolan, 1 minute, 45 seconds. Mandarin, Tony, 1 minute, 18 seconds. Jason, 1 minute, 58 seconds. Amy, 1 minute, 38 seconds. During the speeches, evaluation, Robert, 1 minute, 14 seconds. Tuya, 1 minute, 36 seconds at the first evaluation, and the second 2 minutes, 3 seconds.
And now I will give a general evaluation of the whole meeting, beginning to the end, at least up to this point. Basically, the meeting went, control-wise, went very smoothly. Everything went on time, and I noticed the introduction to the speakers were good. One of the things always stress on Toastmaster is not the podium vacant, never wait for the speakers to come up before you leave and shake their hands. And that's one of the things that I was kind of guilty of in the first place. But basically, that's what we try to do, is keep the podium occupied all the time. One of the things that I noticed tonight is that most of the speakers that are on the agenda tonight should come a bit early. This way, the Toastmaster doesn't have to figure out who to substitute at the last minute. So if you've got the evaluators or the speakers, come a bit early to at least find out what's going on, because sometimes there's a change in the agenda. This way, the Toastmaster doesn't have to make the changes standing up here. And that's all I have. So basically, I find the meeting very, very smooth.
Thank you, Ben, for giving such a thorough evaluation. I just like to say this has been a wonderful night. The energy was great. It's very high. And as we're about to wrap up tonight's meeting, at this present time, I'd like to ask our guests, see if you have any feedback, what you liked about the club or what needs to be improved. Any feedback would be great. So why don't we start with Jason? Sure.
I really enjoyed coming tonight. Everybody gave me a very warm reception that made me feel welcome. Extremely well organized, as you can see by the agenda here. I almost felt like we should have an evaluation. I mean, that's about the only thing we missed out on. But I certainly will be joining everyone again. And thank you again for welcoming me.
Please, and your name is?
Michael.
Michael, yes.
I enjoyed the meeting. It's my first time to attend a Toastmasters meeting, so I was pleasantly surprised by the format and the evaluation. It seems like it can be very helpful for my professional development of presentation skills. So I appreciate the warm welcome that everybody's given, all the smiles. I look forward to attending more often in the future and improving my own presentation skills. Thanks.
Tony, do you have anything like to share with us?
Yeah, I think it would be better if everyone just write down any mistake they heard during the speech. So that's a more important feedback.
Okay. Yeah, well, thank you, Tony. Yeah, well, I guess we didn't really fully explain what this sheet's about. To all the guests, we actually prepared a little, I would say a little feedback note. And there's a different sections to it. And if you have any constructive feedbacks, go ahead, write it down, and you can go ahead and give the speakers or any section in that matter. Yeah. So please go ahead and utilize this piece of paper. This is going to be really helpful for the person that's on the stage giving the speech. Thank you very much. And Nolan? Yeah.
I agree with everything these guys said. It definitely great reception, very warm reception. One of my favorite things is the combination of prepared speeches and kind of impromptu speeches. I think it's a great skill to work on both of them, and they're both very important. So I'm looking forward to joining.
The guest in the year one.
I've never seen.
Yeah, sorry I'm late. My name's Allison. Yeah, I like the format. It's so organized. Like I did not expect it to be so nice. Also though, like I didn't read up too much about Toastmasters, so it was cool that like this is all about presentations. This will really help my Mandarin. But yeah.
Allison, what do you find about the club?
Well, I'm a college student, so I'm probably the youngest person here. I studied abroad in Shanghai this past semester, and absolutely loved it. I really want to maintain my Mandarin skills before I go back for my senior year. And so I typed into Google like Mandarin clubs, Mandarin speaking practices, whatever, into Google, and you guys popped up as one of the clubs that I should look at. So thanks.
And we got one more over here, Kimberly. Would you like to share with us?
After attending this, I feel more confused. Because initially I wanted to join just to improve my English. And now I feel like I have to improve my Mandarin. And also,
university, okay? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not in the university.
Yeah. And the purpose of this club is to create a very safe and friendly environment where everybody can come out and share what they know, and also in the meantime to help you refine your public speaking skill. So you cannot ask for a better place than this club to help you to sharpen out your skill. To make a mistake, that's correct, because you want to make it here. So when you get out there, you'll be more professional at it, right? Yeah, so we'll work on it. Yeah. We have one more guest over there. You didn't get a chance to get your name?
No, I came in pretty late. I couldn't help it, sorry. My name is John, and I've never been to Mondays before. It's been in my meetup calendar for a while, so I wanted to check it out and see what it's like, and practice my Mandarin. I have probably over 5 years experience speaking Mandarin, so hoping to keep it up and, improve my public speaking abilities in Mandarin.
Great. Thank you. Welcome. Back to the Toastmaster again.
Chinese is not my first language either, so don't worry. I was going to say, I don't know if we should use these more actively than we use them already.
I was just thinking, perhaps after each speech, we should give all the guests at least a minute or two to go ahead and fill out these pieces of paper
Well, that's
before going to the next one, and so people have time to, refresh their memories.
That's in the other club I do. We
Yeah.
actually, after each speech, there's a minute
Right.
to write comments, which is not a bad idea.
Yeah, it's just we forgot. Forgot about it. It's not like we intended not to do it, but. So,
I'll return to our current president,
That's my last one. So before we really close out the meeting, I just want to let all the guests know that our VP of membership is here, Kathy. This is also her. We have a new VP of membership next week, but if you guys have any questions about joining the club, how much is the membership, please talk to Kathy afterwards. And before we close out the meeting, we would like to set the agenda for next week. So who would be the English Toastmaster for next week? I'm going to start pointing at people now. What about Amy? You want to be an English Toastmaster?
I wanted to give a speech.
Okay, you give a speech. Chinese language. Alberto wants to be an English Toastmaster?
Yes.
Sure. What about Chinese Toastmaster? Okay, Elliot. So Alberto, if you don't mind, can you start writing down the rules? So Alberto is an English Toastmaster. Elliot is a Chinese Toastmaster. Amy is going to give a speech.
English.
English. And this is your speech number 1. We need 2 more speakers. Anyone want to give a Chinese speech? Robert. Robert is going to give a Chinese speech. Speech number 4?
Yes.
We may have Wiley, we actually did 2, who bowed out.
Okay, sure, we can ask him again. So for now, we'll just have 2. What about evaluator, English evaluator? Kathy will be an English evaluator. So Kathy will evaluate Amy's speech. What about Chinese evaluator? Alan? Okay, Alan will evaluate Robert's speech. We need an English table topic. Philip, will you be here next week? Okay, so Philip will do table topic. What about Mandarin table topic? Arthur, will you be here?
Probably.
Probably. Okay. Okay, sure.
All right.
Arthur will be the Mandarin table topic speaker. What about general evaluator? Johan, do you want to be a general evaluator?
I'll be the general evaluator.
Okay, Johan will be the general evaluator. And the last 2 items we need is our counter and timer. Okay, Kayla will be the our counter. The last one is timer. You? Will you be here next week?
Yeah.
Okay, can you be the timer?
Sure.
Thanks, we have a full agenda.
Who's the English evaluator?
We have the officers induction next week or during the.
Yeah, we'll do the officer, a new executive team induction next week. We haven't come out with anything concrete yet, but we'll get something down and we will email to you as well what the plan is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it going to be during the meeting or after?
We haven't set But if it's going to be a meeting, that means we have to put that into the consideration as well.
I won't be here next week, so
Okay.
who's organizing? David?
Yeah, we're all on it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Hey, Robert, we need to talk to you.
Okay.
So, one of the things that we discussed